Hey guys, Cam from 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I am back with another Go Loser Ranger episode review for you guys. And man, what a good episode. And we finally end off this Magtia little mini arc, and I'm guessing we're gonna now get into this kaiju monster arc. Um, that basically we've been getting hints and foreshadowings in the end of a few of the past episodes. Um, because we get at the end of like the post, kind of like before I call it the post credit scene, but it's kind of like the last bit of the episode. You have it to where the Red Keeper is or the Red Ranger is basically holding like a press conference at the school of, the class that went on the field trip, and we found out, and I guess I guess this was a mistake by me. It was actually the student was actually the one that didn't die. He actually stayed alive. I'm guessing the teacher sacrificed her life to make sure he was okay and he got to safety. So respect to the teacher. But you have it to where the Red Keeper is like, I'm sorry that happened to your freaking teacher, but it's okay. Listen, the lion was taken care of and dealt with, and I'll make sure that, that lion comes to justice and everything for what he did to your teacher. Now, the kid who's still alive was like, that was not a freaking lion. That was a kaiju monster. That was basically telling the truth, right? And the Red Keeper's just like, and you already know the Red Keeper don't like being talked back to. He don't like being like wrong about anything. And we've seen how violent this guy can get. Now he can't be violent with the fact that he's in public and he's actually being on television, right? And he basically goes up and intimidates the hell out of this kid. And it's like, it was a damn lion, kid. Don't come with any freaking lies now, okay? Okay? Don't make me do something I'm gonna regret. And the kid's like, okay, yes, sir, it was lying. And I'm just like, this MF, I'm like, this clown gotta die, bro. This clown gotta die. Red Ranger, the Red Ranger is arguably the one that's got to go the most. He definitely has got to go. He's definitely got to like be killed. Like, I don't know why this dude is straight up lying. I'm like, this dude is straight up lying to freaking children. He's lying to children, talking about that was no kaiju monster. That was a lion, okay? What the hell is wrong with this? I swear, man, when he finally gets killed by whoever he gets killed by, I swear. Honestly, I want Fighter D to be the one that kills him right then and there, and he reveals his face to show that he is a fighter the entire time, and this dude was talking all this shit throughout the course of however long this show's gonna be going, and then Fighter D is gonna be the one that kills him off. If there's any Ranger that needs to die, it's definitely him, okay? I'm like, also too, we also do see at the end of the episode where this guy's like removing like these trash bags, and we actually see the real Sakurajama, right? Or Sakura comp, whatever. The guy that Fighter D's portraying. I don't know how he ended up there when he was at the school. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see where that goes and shit like that. So, yeah, but. Anyways, this episode concluded the Magatia little boss monster school little arc, which I thought was pretty good. That was pretty damn good, right? So we finally get a conclusion to that, and basically we have it to where, after they defeated one of the former Green Squadron Rangers who was under the control of Magatia, right? Or actually not under the control. He actually killed the other members, right? Um, the school then resets again, right? Now the one big dude, he's just like, well, sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop you now. And I'm just like, oh, I thought we were friends now. Guess not anymore. He's basically like, you try anything, I'm gonna stop you, right? So it resets right back, and the one detective's like, hey, and he sees like it's not his boy, right? It's Fighter D, And basically she's back to her normal self. Then you have it where Usakubo shows up and she's like, "Hey, you ready for that test we have today?" And then all of a sudden you have it to where the detective's little brother shows up and he's like, "Wait, what the hell's going on here?" And basically we find out like that's the detective's little brother, and he's been gone for missing for like damn near half a year, right? And the detective's like, "Yeah, there's been a lot of freaking kids that have been gone missing, right?" And the thing is, what's not adding up, Fighter D is like, "What this is, here's the dude's little brother saying, talking about, like, it's only been a week, last week, right?" And Saruman like, "I gotta observe something." And then he just breaks the glass, right? And the shit resets, right? Because obviously he's like, "You broke a school rule. It's a violation of school rule." Jesus, man. If that should ever happen to me in real life, I'd be getting fucking ticked off. I'd be like, "Man, shut the fuck up. There ain't no damn violation, no damn school rules." Anyways, this dude, so Fighter D's trying to find, like, there's something up. Something's not adding up here. Something is clearly wrong. I need to look into this further. And he's just like observing. And he has done this multiple times now with this reset, and he still hasn't figured out. Eventually, Hisui picks up on that and says, like, "Okay, hey, I'll be the one to smash the glass. You find what the hell the issue is, what you have." And after like several attempts, it's funny because the damn detective dude, he's literally losing his damn mind. He's like, "Fuck, can you stop this shit?" And eventually, Fighter D realizes, like, "You know what? I finally figured out. You're the boss monster." And the detective's like, "What the hell are you talking about? That's my little brother." He's like, "No, that isn't. That's the boss monster." Right? And basically, Magtia shows himself. He impales the dude, the detective. So, Fighter D basically is like, "That's a violation of school rules." He uses it on him, but nothing happens. He's like, "Okay, yep, there it is." And basically, and Magatia reveals himself. I'm guessing he must have taken. So it's revealed that this guy can actually control bodies, and he can actually just absorb his presence into somebody's body and just take over them. I guess kills them, and then he takes their body, right? Because we find out after Fighter D took down the basically his right hand man, right? When at the end, when Magati was slithering away, trying to say, "That damn idiot, I was just, that was a great body he could have provided me." I'm guessing he's kind of like a parasite where he can take over somebody's body, and everything. But but at the same time, it kills the individual he's basically taking control. So for all intents and purposes, the detective's little brother might be dead for all we know. But anyways, Magatia basically reveals himself, and he's like, "All right, I'm sick and tired of this freaking BS here and everything, and I'm sick and tired of you messing up and thwarting my plans. So now I'm gonna make sure none of you freaking leave, and you're all gonna die, essentially, right?" So he basically turns his entire. So Hisui and Fighter D, they start running up to go take him down, right? And I'm like, "Okay, here we go, here we go." But then all of a sudden, you just have to wear the stairs for longer, and this man makes a trippy scene, something out of like freaking Doctor Strange or some of those freaking like mind warping shows, right? Where a bunch of crazy stuff is happening, right? So he's making these long stairs, and they're running up different areas and everything. And honestly, it was kind of like that one fairy tale episode. It was kind of like that one fairy tale episode where the first game, the Grand Magic Games arc, they were in this labyrinth area, and like all the stairs led all over the place and everything. It's kind of like this. They were like in a labyrinth. And Magatia, I guess, was using this. It seems like he has like the powers of illusion or something like that. I don't know what this dude's outside of, like, tricking people's mind and everything. It seems like he has like the ability to like make illusions, something like what Mysterio does from Spider-Man, right? All these type of things, like what's real, what's not real, blah 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 blah, right? Eventually he wraps up Hisui in like these staircases, and he actually impales Hisui, and actually takes the device that controls her divine weapon, right? And it looked to the point like we're gonna get a point where like I'm like, oh shit, are they actually gonna kill Hisui off right then and there? I'm like, and because he was about to impale her like straight up through her mouth and everything, and Hisui was willing to try, I'll do something, I'll bite it off. But I'm like, no, girl, you're gonna get impaled through the head, and he's gonna chop your head off, bro. You're gonna be dead. I legitimately thought like she was going to die. I'm like, no shot. But then all of a sudden, you have it in the nick of time. Chidori shows up, the informant. He shows him and he's like, "Who the hell are you?" And he's like, "I'm Chidori." He's like, "How the hell did you get in here?" He's like, "I have my ways, but usually the stuff that I used, I found a way to get in." So he explained how he got in, and then he pulls out something else from his guitar, like, backpack, right? Or bag. And he pulls out this hammer. And I'm just like, what? Now Fighter D's like, wait just a damn minute. And all of a sudden, this man transforms into the Green Ranger. So this entire time, Chidori was the Green Ranger. This shocks Fighter D. Like, he's the Green Ranger? Oh, frick. Right? And basically, you just have it to where Chidori transforms into the Green Ranger. Now, in his regular, human self, he's like quiet, composed, and kind of, reserved to himself. But then when you see like it's a completely different character when he like transforms into Green Ranger, because clearly like he's very boisterous, very, I don't know, maybe it's because he's hiding behind the mask. I don't know. But also too, after the fight when he deformed, it's like when he transforms, it's a different side to himself. But when he deformed, it's like as he didn't remember what the hell happened outside of like beating Magtia and everything. So I wonder if maybe when he puts on the Green Ranger suit, like his true emotions come out. That's how he actually is. But because he's kind of like a secret informant, he's got to act the way he does in his regular state because he doesn't want to give anything away. But for all we know, I don't care, right? So he basically takes the fight to Magtia, and he ends up actually beating Magtia. Fighter D also takes on the right-hand man dude, right? And he remembers back to a past moment from Sakurama's back days back in school, and he found out a way how to beat this dude, right? And he beats him, and he wins, and everything in the day is essentially saved, right? Basically, you have it to where the slithering Magtia is trying to find a way to escape, and he's like, that damn fighter, if it wasn't for him, I would have freaking done this. And eventually Hisui stops him right then and there, and she's like, you need to stop your complaining. All is just an excuse of you using people and everything. And then all of a sudden, Chidori shows up, uses his hammer, and kills Magati, I'm guessing, more than likely, right? And that's basically it. Hisui kind of gets vengeance and retribution for her green keeper squadron members that clearly were killed and everything by Magatia. Chidori is like, it's good. He deforms and everything. He kind of like doesn't really remember some of the stuff, but he's like, well, we took care of it, right? Now, Fighter D shows up and he's like, wait, you're the Greenkeeper? And that's when Chidori is like, yep, I'm the Greenkeeper. That's me, all right. And it looked like, Fighter D was about to say something or do something. I don't know. But then that's when Usakubo shows up. She's out of the mind warp and everything. Again, she thanks Fighter D for all he did because basically he kind of somewhat helped save the day, right? Again, I don't know if they're teasing a relationship but she started blushing at him. I'm like, okay, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I don't think they're gonna do a relationship unless she finds out the truth about him. I don't know, but yeah. But anyways, basically, you have it to where the detectives they arrested the big brute dude, and they're taking him to prison to basically answer what the hell was happening and questioning of like, why did you do all this with the boss monster and stuff like that. And before they leave, you actually have it to where the students were just like, all the students that were saved who were under Magatia's whole thing, because And Magatia's whole thing, he was like, I just want to have these students live in peace and everything. Or no, the big boss, the right hand man dude said like Magatia just wants to live in peace and have these children in this like freaking utopia, right? This perfect utopia, right? And when you see the way these students, these kids were acting, they were like, why the hell did you do that? We were fine. You took us away. I don't know if Magate was actually doing that because um I don't know, if Magatia was actually, doing that because um what's his fate because he actually wanted these humans to just um live in peace and everything and just be in a utopia, and he can do what he wants. He knows these humans are fine, and he found maybe these troubled humans that were having maybe a negative life, and they didn't hate their life, and he's like, you know what, I can give you somewhere to go to, this perfect utopia that you don't have to deal with the real world shit, right? Now, he is basically holding these people against their wills, but at the same time, I guess you can make the case he didn't really harm them, he didn't hurt them. He put them kind of in a relapse loop to make him think like, hey, yada yada yada. I'll keep you in this perfect safe utopia and you'll be just fine, right? And it's not like they weren't doing anything. It's not like he wasn't hurting them or anything, but again, who knows? The fact that he also did say like I need to find a new body, he could have been prepping one of these humans, obviously, clearly one of these kids to be his next body host, right? So when you look at that, I guess he ultimately didn't have good intentions, but it is interesting to say the least because these kids were like, why the fuck did you do that? Why? We were fine. And you have it where Fighter D is like, do you understand what you guys were in? We saved you from this boss monster. And these kids aren't hearing it. And that's when Chidori is like, hey man, it is what it is, bro. Sometimes people are not gonna be appreciative of you helping them or saving the day. And that is what it is. If they feel like that, that's how they feel. Nothing we can do. All thing we can do is say, hey, we did our job, we stopped the boss monster. Let's go. So if they hate us for it, so be it. It is what it is, right? And Fighter D is like, but why would humans act like this after we saved their lives? And because he's just like, that's ungrateful. Like, we did them a favor, we saved their lives, and they're still saying like they hate us for doing that. So this could be something for Fighter D to maybe see, like, maybe sometimes some humans don't want to be saved and everything. I don't know. Maybe this is gonna play into this fact of saying, proving the fact that the Rangers aren't that good as everybody says. We already know like a few of them aren't good, but yeah. So yeah. I honestly don't know what Fighter D is gonna do with the cheatery stuff. Honestly, cheatery, out of all the Rangers we've seen so far, he seems like the one Ranger that actually, like, now, okay. Now, we knew the Blue Ranger was actually kind of a good dude. He was actually kind of a, like, solid dude. But, he died because he died and everything, and that was Fighter D's purpose. I don't know if Fighter D is actually going to go after Cheatery. Now, that would actually be shocking if he goes after Cheatery and he actually does kill him, right? But to be honest, now looking at it now, it's like, I don't know. I don't think he should want to kill Cheatery now, because honestly, now looking at it, right? Right now, we still got to get more in depth with the Yellow Ranger. Obviously, we kind of know how sadistic the Pink Ranger is. Like, she legitimately has a weird obsession slash affection for her brother that might go into legitimate incest territory. So honestly, if the Pink Ranger were to die, I would have no objections to that. I would have no objection to that. We don't know nothing about how crazy the Yellow Ranger is, right? We fucking know how crazy the fucking Red Ranger is. The Red Ranger is absolutely crazy. Now, whoever takes the mantle of the new Blue Ranger, we don't know how crazy the new Blue Ranger can get, right? Regardless, I feel like Cheatery, out of all the Rangers we've seen so far in terms of the characters, Cheatery seems like the one that actually is like probably the most sane out of the bunch, and actually is probably the coolest one in terms of like, he might be a Ranger that honestly, I don't think Fighter D should go after. Like, unless we see Chidori do something freaking heinous where it's just crazy, right? And it's like, okay, yeah, he's a fucking lunatic, right? But after seeing this whole arc and kind of getting to understand him, like, nah, he's just a dude that he's getting information. He's just doing his job as the Green Ranger, be a protector, and actually feels like he's actually a protector. He actually is wanting to live by what we know in the Power Ranger shows to live by, not this like corrupt like the boys like version of the Power Rangers. Something nothing like freaking Red Ranger over here. So I don't know if Fighter D will go after Chidori now, knowing that hey, you know, he's actually kind of good. You know, he's a good dude. It's not like he's done anything wrong, and you know, I don't know. Maybe he'll still go after Chidori, but honestly, if Chidori is the one that doesn't get killed, I'm okay with that because we actually see like he's a actually genuinely good guy. Now, we don't know if over time if we see other Ranger deaths, how that will change him, but we'll see, right? We will see. But yeah, honestly, I think he's a solid dude, but for all we know, eventually, you know, Fighter D will find some reason to kill him. Maybe the reason is the fact that he lied to him about being the Green Ranger. But the fact that the Green Ranger was basically right next to him the entire time, that's the thing. So yeah. So yeah. Also, I wonder if Hisui also overheard when Magati was talking about that damn fighter didn't show up, right? She didn't question him. So does Hisui maybe know something that maybe that D's hiding? I don't know, but solid episode. I'm guessing the back of the arc is, excuse me, sorry, is gonna be taking down this kaiju-like monster. So, yeah. But other than that, it's gonna be very interesting to see where we go on from here. But yeah. But overall, solid episode. Can't wait to see more and things like that. But anyways, I'm gonna go for it, guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit the subscribe button. And enjoy your Mother's Day. If you're a mother, I don't know why you're watching this video, watching me talk, but okay. But for people that are watching, go tell your mothers Happy Mother's Day. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, stay safe up there. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.